Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Hocus, back again with another episode in the Minecraft Let's Play single-player series of awesomeness, blocks, crafting, and mining. It's a very good day here. I hope you guys are enjoying yours and also having a fantastic week. So we're kicking things off over at the mob farm, right? Yep, this is a mob farm. Hey there. Oh, can I get him? Can I get him from this view? Oh, got him. Yep, so we're kicking things off over here at the mob farm. There have been changes. We worked here last episode, I think. Did we work here last episode? Or was it the episode before? It was possibly the episode before, but recently we have been putting in work here. So let's switch to that first person view again and take a look. So I've added a fourth mob tower, which means that we are just pumping out drops. It's been epic. I mean, check this out. Oh my god. And it doesn't end there, guys. It does not end there. Over in the deep storage, we are also packing more heat, another double chest, and then another almost single chest here. So I know that is only the gunpowder. We have also been gathering up a bunch of bones. I've moved some over here. We've got a full double chest in the small storage, but over at the mob farm, I've created a temporary storage where we've got all of it stocked at the moment. And I'm telling you guys, we're set. We are absolutely set. Alright then, guys, so today we will be working once more over at the mob farm because I've got some plans for a storage system slash base area that we're going to put over there, and it's a pretty good idea. I think it's going to be quite epic once completed, but I've made an executive decision to add a data pack to this series. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably wondering why I'm doing that, because this is supposed to be vanilla. And I totally agree, guys, but this data pack isn't going to change much at all. Now, if we head in this direction, I've got a little bit of an example as to why I'm going to use it. And the data pack that we're using is one that is from the Vanilla Tweaks data pack made by Zumavoid. It's the data pack that prevents Enderman from moving blocks, because it's just getting on my nerves now. I mean, look at this. We've got a block in the tree here, and if we just walk in a straight line, there will be many examples. So this kind of looks out of place, right? I don't know if that was moved, but it definitely does look out of place. We've got a block here that probably shouldn't be there. This maybe is out of place. I'm not entirely sure. But up here, there are definitely single blocks that are just randomly placed. So we've got one here, one there, and they definitely shouldn't be there. And then there is also one here. So in that small area, we've got so many blocks that have just been moved out of place. And ever since the 1.16 update, Endermen have just been a huge pain in the butt. So if you guys have any objections, obviously do let me know down in the comments, but I'm thinking that this is a relatively basic change to the game that doesn't really affect anything at all. And you know, when we're trying to make our world look good, I think it's best just to have Endermen completely turned off in terms of their interactions with blocks, because I don't want to spend all my time clearing up after them, essentially, is what's going to happen if I want to keep things looking good, because I don't want to have random dirt blocks like this one just scattered all over the place and making the world around us look a little bit more untidy. So that's the decision I've made, guys. I hope that you don't have too much of a problem with it. I'm sure you won't, but as I say, if you do, then let me know down below. Aha! I have been looking for you, and I knew you were around here somewhere, Ocean Monument. So to begin with today's episode, and I'm not going to dive right in there because my gear is it's not precisely right for what we need to head in there and be safe. So I'm gonna come back in just a second. I just wanted to find it first, but we are on the hunt for sponges, because that is going to be what we're going to use to clear out the water underneath our new mob farm build that we're going to be getting started with in today's episode. So let's head back to base and stock up and make a swift return. I'm locked and loaded, boys. We're going in. Boys and girls. Shouldn't exclude anyone. Locked and loaded. Boys and girls, we're going in. Let's switch out. Switch out. Oh, down we go. And I'm just going to rush the Elder Guardians, basically, because I am here for sponges and sponges alone. And there goes the mining fatigue, which I prepared for, guys. Don't worry. I've got my milk bucket that I can take at the end of our journey here. You guys just aren't going to attack me? Are they attacking me? It didn't look like they were trying to attack me. That was strange. All right, but anyway, I'll keep recording. If anything interesting comes up. Oh, hello there. This is interesting. You're gonna die. I hope. Please. Yep, okay. That's one down. I think there are 3 in total. We've got our little door here as well that we can use to get our oxygen back. Excuse me, sir. You can just leave. Oh, sponge. Nice. We got ourselves our first sponge. Awesome. I have made a bit of a mistake, guys. A bit of a mistake. Now, the door that I brought with me, great idea, right? Genius move. But unfortunately, the non-genius in me also forgot that the mining fatigue is going to limit the mobility of the door. So it's here, right? It's right here, but I can't actually dig it up because of mining fatigue. And having it on one side of the ocean monument obviously isn't going to be that useful to us. So I made a little bit of a mistake there. I'm trying to think on the fly of how we could remedy that, but I don't really think there is a way to remedy it unless we have potions. And I don't have any pufferfish, so this might have been a little bit of a miscalculated trip. However, I did just find the sponge room, and I think if I was to get rid of this mining fatigue, I could probably just sit in there for a little bit and gather some sponges unabated. So that is maybe what we're going to try to do here instead. Instead of clearing out the Elder Guardians, we're just going to rush the sponge room, okay? New strat, rush the sponge room. Hopefully we cannot be inflicted with any more mining fatigue, and we can just leave here and be happy. So here we go. Bucket of milk. Drink that up. I've also got myself a diamond hoe, which is the tool now required to break sponges quickly. So we can just go through, shred out all of these sponges. Ah, darn it. So the mining fatigue is back. And how many? We've got 16 sponges. Do we want to maybe try and get more? Or is that going to be enough for us? Let's see how we get on with 16 sponges, guys. The area that we need to clear out isn't that great, so that actually might be a decent enough amount for us. First of all, we are now back at base, and we're going to get rid of our mining fatigue, because that is not going to help anyone. Sweet. Okay. And then second of all, we are going to grab some cobblestone, because we're going to need at least 16 furnaces here. I don't want to be wasting too much time drying out the sponges. I think you can do it a little bit more quickly in the Nether, but again, I don't know if I really want to be traveling to the Nether each time I want to dry a sponge. So let's make 16 furnaces. We'll also grab some fuel, which will probably be spruce, because we've got a lot of that stuff and we can break it down into a bunch of fuel blocks. Oakley dokley, everybody, let's get down to business. So I've been over at our pyramid build in the desert, just mining up some sand, because sand is going to be the block that we use to kind of separate our area from the rest of this ginormous ocean that we don't want to be dealing with. So let's kind of think about what's going to go on here. First of all, we'll want to get our furnaces set up. I'm going to line them up pretty simply. We're just going to have 8 at the bottom. Or should we do like a 4x4 by 4x4? Kind of thing. That's not what it is, but it'd be a 4x4. I don't know where I'm going with this, but we're gonna stack 16 furnaces up like this. I think that'll work. So we've got 4 at the bottom, 4 going up, and in total there are 16, right? That's all you need to know. It's simple Hocus. Don't overcomplicate it. So there is our system to dry the sponges. Obviously we're gonna need to dry them immediately, so we'll do that in just a moment. And then secondly, I'm just going to set up on camera with you guys exactly where we're going to be beginning this kind of barrier, because it is not going to begin on the outside. Or it is going to begin on the outside, but not immediately on the outside, and I'll explain why. So we'll grab a block to create the divide here. So I think what we'll do is we'll create a barrier around the outside like this, and then we'll just begin dropping sand one away from the actual edge of the hoppers here, finishing up there like so. And then the reason why we've left this barrier is because the wall around this mob farm that is going to take it all the way down. We're going to dig all the way down to bedrock essentially, and the wall around this mob farm is going to be right here. So we don't want to be replacing the sand with the wall, because that will just make things difficult with the water flowing in. We actually want to be just placing the wall in and then removing the sand. So I don't know if I'm explaining that well at all. If not, I guess you'll kind of just get the idea as this build develops throughout the coming episodes. But I think without further ado, I'm just going to get on with it, because this could take a while, and then we can start draining out the water, digging, and doing all of the grunt work. And that'll do us, guys. That will do us. So this was a task, right? It took quite a while, an hour, maybe 2, and a bunch of sand. We've probably used, I don't know, over a double chest worth of sand to do this. But there is now a barrier around the outside of this entire thing. The visibility underwater obviously isn't that great, but I think you guys get the picture. So what we'll do now is just work on draining the water out of the inside of these walls, and then that will allow us to just work on the area and do exactly what we need to do with it in order to create what we're trying to create. So let me get a good night's sleep, which has been done. And I've also dried up the sponges. So we're going to use a few of these on camera together and see what the effect is. Excuse me, sir. Where did you guys come from? All right, you'll both die. Perfect. And then let's give these sponges a bit of a swing and see exactly what sort of damage they're going to do. So I guess we can start about here. Okay, that seemed to do a little bit. And then maybe like 1, 2, 3. I don't know if this is actually going to do anything, is it? We might have to fill this whole thing in. Is that how that's going to work? I hope not. Oh, no. I actually think that might be the case, guys. It doesn't seem to be doing much, right? Because these are all still source blocks. Maybe it is possible without filling in everything, and you can actually get it done with the sponges. You can see I'm making a bigger dent. However, it's just a very, very slow process. So what I've been kind of doing is like just spamming the sponges. So if you just like keep spamming them like this, don't let the water get back to where it wants to be. It does seem to have a little bit more of an effect using this method. But the problem is, like I say, I don't know how long this is going to take. This could essentially take a very long time. And I still haven't mastered any sort of placement strategy either, which makes things a lot more inefficient. So we are removing water. You can see that it's definitely getting bigger, right? The area that we are clearing is for sure getting bigger, but at what rate, I don't really know. It seems to be very, very slow. And like I say, I don't know if there's any sort of efficient way to be placing these sponges in order for the effect to be greater. I haven't figured that out yet, but I'm going to give it a few more runs. If it looks like we're making good progress, we'll continue with this method. If not, maybe we'll have to revert to the method in which we... Oh, I don't even want to talk about it, guys, but this method will involve filling everything in this area with sand and then just digging the sand out afterwards. Oh no. That will be a grind and a half, man. That will be a grind and a half. Oh, okay. I think maybe I've got a slightly simpler method or something that won't take as long. So you can see I'm building these walls in the water now. And what I'm doing is I am segmenting the water. So now if we place our sponges inside of this wall, you'll see that it will actually have a much greater effect. So the water is actually disappearing and not returning. And that's because we are using this wall to hold back source blocks. So the source blocks on the other side of this wall are now no longer able to come into this area and fill in the water again. So that means it just completely disappears. So we will have to leave these walls in place until we're completely done, because otherwise, like I say, the source blocks will flood back in and all of our work will be reversed and ruined. But I think for now, this is the way we're going to do it. Like I say, this should be slightly quicker, and it means we don't have to fill this entire area in. So the grind, I guess, ensues because this is still grindy, but not as grindy. So I guess you just got to pick your levels of grind, right, guys? Oh, so indecisive today. I've changed my mind once again, but I wanted to come in at this point because how cool does this look, guys? This is, I love this shape. I don't know what you'd even call it. I don't think there is a name for this shape, is there? But it looks so cool with the sand around the outside now. We've got a little yellow border to it, which obviously won't remain there permanently, but for now it does look pretty cool. So like I say, indecisiveness, I've changed my mind again. Now I'm trying to figure out where I was working. I did get started on some placement, possibly here. Yep, this is it. I've changed my mind, guys. We're going back to the sand method, and the reason why is because those walls, they're actually not as quick to build as I was thinking, and then drying the sponges and using them again, it just, I think the time spent on both of these methods is going to be roughly the same anyway. But the thing that kind of allows me to choose the better option is that at the end of the sand placement, it's going to be very easy to actually tear this sand down, because what you can do is break the bottom piece of sand, place down a torch, and it will all just automatically break for you. You don't have to go back through and mine it out yourself. Whereas with the walls, since they're made out of stone, we would have to go back and mine them ourselves, and that would just be even more time spent at the end. So I'm thinking we'll just go with the sand method. It is going to take a long old time to fill this in. I mean, look at this. I've only just managed to start clearing out the corner here, and this has already taken a few minutes. But I did just get back from the desert, so we've got a fresh batch of sand here in the inventory, we've got a little bit more. So I'm just going to get to work. No more significant updates now. I mean, no, that's incorrect, Hocus. No more updates unless something I just can't speak. I'm really struggling. No more updates until something significant comes along. There we go. That is exactly what I was trying to say. But if this is too slow, I was hoping that we wouldn't, I'd hoping that we'd make a lot more progress with this in today's episode. If this is too slow, we'll just skip on to something else, because there is something else that I was thinking about doing. So if, like I say, this is just too grindy, we'll switch over and get something else done in today's episode. So like I say, guys, I'll catch you when something a little bit more significant has happened in the world. Nope. Too time consuming, guys. Too time consuming. That method of clearing water just takes a lot of time, like I'm saying. So I think we'll just continue with that off camera, perhaps, and just do something else today, because, like I say again, too much time will be dropped into that, and I need to get this video done and dusted. I'm already way behind on it, so let us take a little dive over to the deep storage. Because, first of all, I've made a bunch of progress off camera. So I did this, I don't know, a week or so ago, and I just kind of went ham on it. I've implemented some storage into this area now, so we've got extra chests. I've put a ceiling design in, which I think is good enough. I think it's okay. And then on the other side, I've done something quite similar. So more of the same over here, but there is one slight difference. You might have just peeked it right there. So let's go over and take a look at that, because this is what we're going to be working on today. So I actually realized that behind this wall right here, there is just a huge open cavern. Looks like I've already explored most of it whilst mining earlier in the season, or in the series, I should say. And I want to turn this into kind of like a little hidden room, which I think would be a cool idea. So you can see we've just got a painting at the back, but you climb the ladder and move on through, you will enter our secret room. So there is some digging to be done. I'm going to spare some space here so that we can do what we need to do. And I'm thinking that in this room, we will store a bunch of enchanted books, just because I don't really have anywhere right now that is suitable for us to be storing enchanted books. Not that I have tons of them, but I would like a space for them to remain in. So this is what we're going to use the hidden room for. So I really liked the design that we came up with in the most recent episode of Ramblecraft, which I think at the time is Ramblecraft episode 10. We used a bunch of quartz as well as some concrete, but I won't be using the concrete again. I think I'm just going to try and mix quartz with some birchwood, because I really like the very, very clean textures that both have. They're both quite close to a shade of white, which I think will look good in this room. And what I'm aiming to do is have a specific storage section for each enchantment in the game. So I'm not entirely sure how many there are, but I've got a list up on a different, on an internet browser that I've got open in a different window. So I'm going to space things out, probably use some barrels to store them in, and we will just have a slot for each of the enchantments, and then we'll go from there. Here's the basic plan then for the room. So if I did my calculations correctly, including all denominations of each enchantment, so for example, we're going to include efficiencies 1 through 5. There are, I believe, 99 different enchanted books in the game. So we're going to have 3 different corridors, and each of these corridors is going to contain 33 of the enchanted books. And that is how we're going to break it down. So we'll have 1 here, 1 there, and 1 there. As I say, each of them will contain 33 of the enchanted books. And then we'll have a single spot for each book in the game, even including the enchantments that aren't so great. For example, Curse of Vanishing, Curse of Binding, those guys. We'll have those in there somewhere as well. But like I say, every single book will have its slot. We'll have 3 different corridors that you can access from this main entrance here. So I guess from here on, we just get down to building, do a lot of work here, a little bit of digging as well, because there is still space to clear out. There's actually an entire other cave system that runs behind our storage room here. I explored a little bit of it, but I really just, I don't have the time to be running through there and lighting it up at the moment. So maybe sometime in the future, we'll come back and take a look at that, see if there's anything interesting, but most likely not for us at the moment. So like I say, let's get down to some building, some grinding. Let's get some of this built, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. All right then, so I've made a design decision, but I've just realized that actually this is, it's not going to work out as I expected. So having 33 in each of these corridors, okay, all fine and dandy, but unfortunately, since that's an odd number and we've got 2 sides of the room, which is obviously an even number, it's hard to divide them equally. So what are we going to do? We've got a gap of 5 here. So we could get 3 in at the end. That would take us down to 30. So if we did 15 on each wall and then 5 at the end, maybe that would work. Because what I was going to do originally is break it up into groups of 11. But I've now realized that isn't going to work. So we must extend this segment here. And this is a very easy fix. Shouldn't take us any time at all. So we've got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then we'll have the divider. And then the wall is going to go right here. So let's get rid of that torch. Plop that down there so we can have some sort of indicator as to where we need to finish up. Then we can go ahead and strip the wood. I was actually going to bring you guys in to work on a little bit of a floor design. So maybe we should do that and I can actually take care of the corrections off camera. So I'm thinking for the floor, we want to add a little bit of depth. So we're going to use stairs in certain places. And I've also had another idea as well. We're going to implement some bone block in because bone block looks awesome and it fits the theme, right? It's got that white-like texture. So I think we'll just go with a bone block strip down the middle. And listen to the noise that bone blocks make. I love that noise. I have no idea why, but it is very satisfying. Here we go again. Oh, yeah. Love that. Okay, and then we're going to use some birch to create some stairs. So let's just craft up the rest of this. I have got more birch wood, so we can go grab that in just a moment. And the stairs are going to come in like this. So they're going to go facing this way. And that goes and creates us a little bit of depth, like I said. So we'll have some on this side as well. Same deal. And that'll do for now. We have actually ran out. But now I'm wondering, do we just go with bone blocks down the middle? Maybe we just go with bone blocks down the middle. Or I guess we could throw in some quartz. What would that be like? Okay, let's actually leave that there so we can do a little bit of a comparison. Then we'll have bone blocks on this side. All right, what's the best to go with here? Now, maybe we should also throw in some lighting. So what I'm going to do for lighting is use the carpet trick again. It's neat, it's easy, it looks good. I think to save resources, I'm just going to go... Oh, we've got an invisible block. There we go. I think to save resources, we'll just go with bone block. It keeps everything uniform. It's a lot easier to collect than quartz. And it doesn't look half bad, right? So this is going to be the floor design. We're going to have bone going down the middle 3 blocks. And then we'll have some spruce stairs on the outside to give us that depth that we're looking for. And then I guess what we could do is also fill in these gaps right here with some stripped wood to just polish that up. That looks good. All right. Yeah, this is coming together nicely. And then I'm thinking, again, we have like a nice little arched roof. So I'll think about doing that in just a moment once I've figured out the extension here. The foundations plus, I would say, a little bit more are now in place for the secret enchanted book storage. And we've got 99 slots. I think I've repeated that, I don't know, close to 1 million times now. So I think you guys are very clear on how many enchanted books are going to be stored here. And I guess really there isn't much else to say. Just take it in. Take it in. I hope you like the design. I will be, of course, developing it slightly because I want to add a nice ceiling in here. And like I say, I think I'm going to go with the arch design again. I kind of like arches at the moment. They always look pretty cool in Minecraft, and they add a little bit more depth to rooms. So let's see what we can do about adding a ceiling to this place. I knew it, guys. I knew we would eventually need feathers at some point, and they're going to come in clutch today. So I'm going to take a stack out of the chicken breeder here, and we're going to use those feathers to create items that are going to allow us to label our secret hidden enchanted book room. So I'm just going to take a little bit of time to prepare that so I can give you guys an example before we finish up today. So aside from actually using an enchanted book, the only other way to get that texture is to create a book and quill and then to sign it. So I'm actually going to write something inside of it before we do sign it. So the very first enchantment or enchanted book that's potentially available based on alphabetical order is Aqua Affinity. So we're going to sign that. And again, we'll call it Aqua Affinity, sign and close. And you can see that the name of the book is now Aqua Affinity. So I'm not entirely sure if that's the best route to go down because we might have to rename this in order for the name to show, in which case we will have to call it something other than Aqua Affinity, which, you know, kind of takes away from the point, as I just said. But I'm trying to do this on the fly, so we'll see what we get. Pop that in. Okay, no name. So let's go and rename this an anvil. In fact, I've just realized something. I was always under the impression that the textures were the same, but then I noticed that there is actually a band on an enchanted book that doesn't appear on a signed book and quill. So maybe we will have to use enchanted books after all. Best way to do that probably would be to grab some of these. We can throw this guy out to despawn. We don't need that anymore. And what we'll do is we'll head upstairs to our enchanting setup and we'll just enchant a bunch of these with level 1 enchantments. That should be nice and cheap for us. And then we can also use the anvil up there in order to rename them. So again, I'm just going to go with the Aqua Affinity example, and we'll prepare that, and then we'll take it over to the secret room, because I also need to show you guys the finished product. Here's the book, and you can clearly see that this is actually a Projectile Protection 2 book, but I have renamed it to Aqua Affinity rather than Enchanted book. So we stick that in here. You can now actually see the name when you hover over it. So that's the way we're going to label our barrels. I think that works well. It's, I guess, kind of a little bit sketchy with the name being inside of the stair, but I think I can live with that. You can read it easily enough. And as I say, we're going to go alphabetically. So it's going to begin here, and it's going to wind its way like this. So it's going to go around, and then once it reaches the end here, it will wrap around the side, and it will carry on that way, so on and so forth. And then the lowest, or the book that is closest to the letter Z will be here. The book that is closest to the letter A will be here, and it will just kind of go in a semicircular shape like that. So I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain here. Either way, here is the finished room, and I think this looks pretty great. I'm kind of happy with how this turned out, and when I say kind of, I mean I'm pretty damn pleased with how this turned out. I think we did a nice job of it. I've left this area unfinished because I have got a little bit of an idea about something I might want to do with this ceiling that will take a little bit more time than we've got today, because I do need to wrap this episode up ASAP and get it out, because you guys have been waiting a while now, and I kind of feel like I'm falling behind on the very loose schedule that I've got. So we'll definitely get this video out before we do anything here, but I do have a little plan that maybe we'll do, maybe we won't. I don't know. I'll see how things pan out. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you had fun with this one. I certainly did. And although the first idea that I had for today's episode was a little bit of a failure, I think we recovered well with this room. Like I say, it's pretty cool. Does the job. It will work well, and it's just a little hidden secret in the world, which is always a nice touch, I think. So if you did enjoy today's episode, please be sure to drop a like down below. That would be much appreciated. And any questions, suggestions, comments, or feedback can go down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to respond to as many of those as possible. Finally, if you're new here, then first of all, welcome. My name is Hocus. I hope you enjoyed your stay on the channel today. If you did, then please consider hitting that red subscribe button to stay tuned to this series. I've also got an SMP series, the Ramblecraft server, which everybody seems to enjoy quite a lot. So maybe check that out if you're undecided, and allow that to influence your decision. All right then, guys, take care, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will catch you at some point soon in the future. Bye for now.